Hey, good morning. It's 7:04 on this Monday, August 12th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Here we are on a Monday morning. The sun is shining. Maybe not be hardly as warm as it's been, but it still is a good old summertime. And we are on the air for Absolute Kubota. And this morning, we've got Matt Bryson here again. Matt, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Let me tell everybody that you're located at Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main in Lebanon, where you'll find Kubota tractors, hay equipment, zero-turn mowers, RTVs, just about anything you could want that's orange Kubota.
That's right, Coleman. You know, when you drive down West Main, we're the kind of the big orange blob there, right off the road, so you can't miss us.
What's going on?
Well, Coleman, this morning, what I wanted to talk about was, you know, we're gearing up for a big event that's coming up here in Wilson County, as we all know, you know, with the Wilson County Tennessee State Fair that's coming up. So we provide a lot of equipment out there during this particular time. We'll have some staging of equipment out there. We'll also have some equipment that they utilize to run around the fairgrounds during this week. And so one thing we're going to do this year that's a little bit different than what we've done in the past, we've done this before, but we had to take a break when inventory levels got a little tight. So we're going to reinstate our fair deals, which is going to go on for the week of it. Well, I guess the fair now runs about 10 days, I think. So it's going to go on for that full 10-day period. So we're going to start off this morning with it, and then we'll run that through the end, which I think is the 24th. And basically what that means is we're going to add some additional rebates to a lot of our products. So, you know, you take, for example, like our little small tractors, the BX series lineup. Customer comes in, gets the best deal they can, any of the programming that Kubota will give them, and then we'll take off another $300. And we're going to go all the way up to some of our construction equipment with some $1,000 off discounts. So right now it's going to be a great time over the next couple of weeks to really get in and make yourself a good deal and get out with one of these Kubota products.
Well, if I heard you right, you're actually starting today and going through a week from Saturday.
That's right. We're going to officially kick it off here this morning, and then we'll go a week from Saturday. And we need to get everything done during this period, so to make it a good deal.
Well, that's a great incentive, and hopefully you'll have some people take advantage of this.
You know, Coleman, we're pretty excited about it. During this particular period of time, our lot inventory gets a little thin because we transition a lot of that product out there. Unfortunately, the last few years, we've just not been able to do it because inventory levels have just not been very favorable. But as they've gotten more back into moderation and more in line with kind of our 2019 numbers, we felt like now was a good time to go ahead and start doing this again.
Well, there's a lot we can say about Kubota, and it's mostly all good. In fact, I don't know anything bad to say about it. It's come a long way.
You know, Coleman, it really has. I just got back from a meeting in southern Georgia, actually, this past week, and pretty excited about a lot of the things that are going on and a lot of the things that are coming. This meeting specifically was about product support and that after-the-sale service and parts support. And, you know, we talk a lot about that on here, and our service department is August is usually a really busy month for us in service. And I was looking at our, we call them work-in-progress reports, our WIP reports. I was looking at those this weekend, and, you know, we probably have 45, 50 machines under repair or service right now. And we just got a great team there.
That's good, isn't it?
It is good. And I know some of it is not always exciting for the customer when it happens, but what we really focus on is our key-to-key time in service, you know, from the time you drop it off to the time we get it back to you. These are things that we practice a lot and really train our technicians on. And so we've just got a good support team there at Absolute Kubota. So, you know, if you're needing service or you want to get ahead of maybe the line and you don't want to wait till this winter and come in the spring when usually there's a little bit more of a backlog, now would be a great time to get it in.
Well, you have a lot to offer there, a lot of inventory, more than maybe now is as good as it's been for several years before COVID.
Absolutely. You know, Coleman, one particular product segment is going to be our construction equipment. I mean, Kubota is an absolute leader in the subcompact construction market. That's going to be your skid loaders, your rubber tire, rubber track skid steers, and your mini excavators. That particular product over the last 3 or 4 years has just been non-existent. I mean, what comes in was being sold right off the truck. There were waiting lists. But that market has not softened, but inventory levels have gotten better. And as the factories finally had a chance to catch up and all, and so we're starting to see more of that product available. And that's definitely one of our products that, you know, if you're looking to make one of these fair deals, we've got some rebates on those.
All right, well, keep that in mind. You've got fair deals starting today and going through a week from Saturday at Absolute Kubota. And will this be on your internet? Can you pull up www.absolutekubota.com and read about that?
So our website will show all of our 0% financing and some of Kubota's rebates, but check out our social media pages, especially our Facebook page. That'll have more of our localized rebates and things that we're promoting.
All right, and I'm sure you invite everybody to come see what you got at the fair.
Absolutely, Coleman. We look forward to that week, and I hope they get a good couple of weeks here of good weather.
And it does start this Thursday.
Hard to believe.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coleman.
All right, Matt Bryson with Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main in Lebanon. We're 10 and a half minutes after the hour, and one of my favorite people is my guest this morning. I want to introduce Keith Harrison, my old great giveaway buddy, I guess we could say, at the Wilson County Fair a few years ago for a long time. Keith, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. How are you making
I'm
it?
Doing well. We're not here to talk about that much, but reminisce a little bit, I guess.
We might.
We had a lot of fun, worked together well, you and me and a bunch of others. What a team. And you and Julie were the leaders for a long time there, and we gave away a vehicle every year and gave away money most nights at the fair. And, of course, we're not doing that anymore, but we have precious memories, right?
We do, and we got to work with great folks like Matt Bryson with Absolute Kubota and other businesses across the county to support the fair, and it was a lot of fun.
But you're here to talk about something involving 4-H, and let me go ahead and introduce Grace Harville. Grace, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Nice to see you again. You were here last Wednesday, and in a way, continuing some of what you did last Wednesday, I guess we'll be talking about this morning.
Yes.
But welcome again.
Thank you.
How did you recruit her this morning? I mean, this means she has to be out here at 7 o'clock, you know.
Well, our extension leader, Lucas Holman, he doesn't get up this early. And please, I'm saying this publicly, and please, if y'all see Lucas today, you might mention that I said that. Now, Lucas was smart enough. He's been really smart to surround himself with really, really good staff, and Grace is a prime example of that. And so whenever I called Lucas and asked for a little local help, he said, "Well, I'll send the best."
Yes. All right. Well, that's great. All right. 4-H picnic. Is that what we want to start out with?
Yes, sir. That's what we'd love to start out with. This is the third year that we've had the Tennessee 4-H picnic at the fair, and it will be this Friday, August 16th at 3 p.m. We're excited about it. It's going to be taking place in the event pavilion that's up next to the Green Gate. We have a great program, and the beauty of this event is that all the proceeds that are raised at this event go towards helping scholarships for young folks to go to 4-H camp. And last 3 years, and now we've raised money, and we've put money in all 95 of Tennessee counties to help 4-H kids that perhaps can't afford to go to 4-H camp, to give them scholarships to be part of it.
Are you telling me that because we're now not only the Wilson County Fair but the Tennessee State Fair, you are doing this to help people in all other 94 counties?
I'm telling you, it's such a blessing that we could have such a wonderful event that we started. You know, you think back, Coleman, in the late 1970s and how it's progressed. And it's always been a blessing to Wilson County, but it's just another way that it's a blessing to kids all across the state of Tennessee.
Well, that's really great. And there are I think we're the second or third, maybe wealthiest county in Tennessee. So there's 90 plus more that are not hardly as fortunate, and we're sharing the wealth a little bit here.
Sharing the wealth, and there are various circumstances that kids can't afford to go to camp. that their parents can't afford to send them. We were blessed that we could send our kids to camp, but there's sometimes that folks get in that situation, and we're just so fortunate. And I want to talk about the sponsors here in just a little while that come and step up and really make this possible.
So what? Everybody's invited to this picnic.
Everybody's invited now. We got to figure out how many chickens we're going to invite for us to eat. We're the Chicken Shack is providing the chicken for us. The 4-H Chicken Shack, which has been a real successful thing over the years. Kind of need to know something pretty quick, but we've already got, I think, at last count, over 450 folks coming to the event. The beauty of the event this year, and something that I'm real proud of, is that the master of ceremonies for the event is going to be Bob Kessling, the voice of the Vols. And so we're excited about having Bob in here prior to the football season. You know, this is the best time in the world for us Tennessee Volunteers. We hadn't lost a game in a long time, Coleman. So,
for those who might not know, I think I'm right. Bob Kessling is the one who replaced John Ward.
Yes.
Doing play-by-play.
Yes, he's the one that replaced John Ward. And, of course, John was a legend. Bob's a legend, too. Bob is just, I know him personally. He is just a really, really nice man.
So he's going to be out there Thursday.
He's going to be the master of ceremonies. And then we've got some 4-H council members that are going to be talking about their experience in 4-H. We've got some 4-H kids that have gone to camp that are going to be talking about their experience in 4-H. And then also, we're fortunate to have Congressman John Rose, who is a member of the House Ag Committee. He's going to be bringing remarks at the event. So it's just going to be a really, really fun celebration.
Okay. We need to go to a break, but before we do, what about tickets, and how do you come and be a part of this?
For right now, and they're going to kill me when I do this, I'm going to have folks just to contact the local extension office here at 615-444-9584. And Diane and Cece, I'll tell y'all what to do whenever I leave here in a moment. But I think that's going to be the best thing right now. If somebody's interested, just let's focus everything through the Wilson County Extension Office, and we'll work with you. We have a limited seating left, but I suspect we can squeeze a few more folks in.
All right. We'll talk more with Keith, and we'll talk with Grace, too, I guess, before it's all over this morning, here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways, thanks to Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. It's $59.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. A couple of accidents getting some attention out here. It's actually moving right now, 24 westbound up through the Antioch area, but it's building pretty good. Coming up through Antioch out of Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, headed towards Nashville. Already crowded. Vietnam vets westbound there at Conference Drive. You got all that heavy traffic behind that being pushed in right now from Sumner County, Hendersonville, headed towards Nashville. Hey, Prince's Hot Chicken has 2 items on their menu. Check them all out today. Order online at princeshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Are you facing a challenging time that you need help navigating? Well, look no further than your local law firm of Kane & Crowell. At the offices of Kane & Crowell, our team of experienced attorneys is here to guide you through every step of the process. With a proven track record of success and a commitment to our clients and our community, look no further than the team at Kane & Crowell to fight for your rights and provide representation you deserve. 615-784-4800.
Since 1982, Exmark has been dedicated to building the world's finest mowers. These machines provide you with a quality of cut that seems impossible, dependability you can measure in lifetimes, and an operator experience like none other. Because Exmark believes if something's worth doing, it's worth doing right. Visit your local dealer to discover a one-of-a-kind ownership experience and see the difference for yourself.
Exmark, done right, made for this. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main, Lebanon.
We continue here on a Monday morning. Keith Harrison is here. We have Grace Harper from the UT Extension Office. And we've talked about the 4-H picnic. It's coming up this Thursday at the Wilson County Fair, Tennessee State Fair. What time's it?
Friday.
I'm sorry. Friday. Okay. No, not the first day.
Yeah.
You let them get warmed up Thursday. Then, all right, Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, what time's it start?
It's going to be at 3 p.m.
All right.
At the entertainment event pavilion over there next to the Green Gate.
Now, what's tickets cost?
I believe they're $50 a plate, $50 a person. Plus, if you want to be a sponsor, we'll work something with you too. And speaking of sponsors, and I want Grace to talk just for a second, but we are so excited about the fact the first year, this is the third year we've had this event. The first year at this event, we raised over $33,000. Year two, we raised $43,000. And I'm really proud to announce that as of Friday, we had raised $64,000 this year to help needy 4-H kids go to camp. This thing is snowballing, and it's such a real blessing. And let's let Grace talk, because you and I could talk all day, Coleman. But it's just been a real blessing to some kids to give them the experience that they need.
No doubt, Grace.
Yes. All of these scholarships that we're getting through the picnic at the fair have been super beneficial, specifically for our Wilson County 4-Hers. In fact, this year we were able to send 5 kids with Picnic at the Fair scholarships to our overnight junior camp. So they are definitely benefiting our 4-Hers here in Wilson County.
What about the other counties? Is it too soon to know how extensive this is going to be for them?
I'm not sure as far as numbers go for the other counties, but I do know that each county gets at least one scholarship. So they provide those opportunities for those counties as well.
So you're talking about 94 scholarships for sure, and maybe more depending on the success of the meal.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's exciting as it can be. And go back to how it started right here in Wilson County. And the impact that we're making for kids in West Tennessee, in East Tennessee, is just tremendous.
Well, I know that, and especially there's no question this is Big Orange country, and people are going to, if you're a UT fan at all, you're probably going to want to see Bob Kessling. But Congressman Rose means a lot to us here too, and to the fair, and is a big supporter of the fair in a number of ways, and for him to come and be a part of this, I think that's kind of icing on the cake, so to speak.
It speaks so well of him. We're fortunate that he serves on the House Ag Committee. And, it's been the first time in many, many years we've had, I think Congressman Desjardins does serve on the Ag Committee, but still, though, us having him, and I know he's brought a hearing for the House Ag Committee here to the Ward Agricultural Center, and he's just been a real strong supporter of the State Fair while he was in Nashville, and he's brought his support with when the State Fair moved here to Wilson County, and we're tickled to death to have him to be part of this event.
All right, where do we need to go from here?
Let's hear more about the local 4-H folks. That's what I'd like to do. Grace can tell you all about it because she does an outstanding job.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. So in Wilson County 4-H, specifically during this time of year, we are at the fair. We are in the chicken shack. We'll be cooking the chicken for the picnic at the fair. So we're very happy to be helping with that. And then after the fair is over with, we will be highly involved in our in-school clubs. So we'll be starting those probably around the 1st of September.
Well, before you get there, I'm thinking about the chicken shack, and this you've raised it's done well, and with great attendance at the fair, you have even more potential, no doubt. Where do you get your chicken for that?
So it just depends. The majority of the time we just go to Walmart and get it. But then we also have other businesses that we support too.
Okay. So you don't you don't
we don't butcher our own chickens or anything like that.
What about you? Is this already prepared and all you do is warm it, or?
So we have our own recipe that's been around for several generations, several decades. That's through the 4-H Poultry Project, and we've used that recipe since the fair has been around.
So you actually cook the chicken there?
Yes,
that was my question. Really.
Oh, yes,
in a roundabout way.
Yes,
you do it and have your own recipe, so that makes it Well, you're either unique or not, but it's unique in its own way.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, and that'll be the You know what the price is going to be? Y'all got that determined yet?
So for our dinners, it's going to be around $12. We serve our chicken quarter meals, and then we also have a pork loin sandwich meal as well. That will be $12. And then if you just want the pork loin sandwich or a chicken quarter, it will be $6. And then we also have sides and different things like that. That'll go for about $3 or $4.
And you have something to drink. You have a combo deal, I believe.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, right.
One thing, I mean, everybody comes and enjoys eating at the fair. And to us, one of the greatest places that we would always eat would be the Chicken Shack. And you're supporting local 4-H whenever you do that, and the programs right here in the county, and getting some awesome food. The poultry business is so important to the state of Tennessee. If I'm not mistaken, it's one of our leading agricultural commodities that we have in the state. It's grown across the state. Several major integrators have operations here, and you never know, some of that chicken that they're serving right here at the Wilson County Tennessee State Fair could have been grown right here on farms in the state.
Mm-hmm. Well, what are you doing agriculture-wise? I know you've got your farm and your family farm, and you cut your hay and you have all of this your own. But what are you doing otherwise? Are you still involved in the state or the U.S. or some way in agriculture?
I've recently left. I was working for the last couple of years for the National Association of State Departments of Agriculture out of Arlington, Virginia, but I was offered and accepted the opportunity to go to work for a fine academic institution called the University of Tennessee. I started July 1, and I worked
just a few days ago.
Just a few days ago.
A little over a month.
I worked for the University of Tennessee Foundation, and I work towards raising funds, if you would, and resources for the Institute of Agriculture in Central Tennessee. And in other words, Middle Tennessee. So yeah. I'm the fundraiser, shall we say, for the Institute, and this falls right into some of my volunteer work and helping out with the picnic. I'm very excited about the opportunity and to work for my alma mater.
You could, in a roundabout way, be Grace's boss, then, couldn't you?
No. I serve all the extension agents. We have a great extension service in the state of Tennessee, and probably the best one in the state right here in Wilson County. Even though I like to make fun of Lucas.
Well, one of the things that we have done almost since the inception of Coleman and Company is to have the UT Extension office here on the first Wednesday at 7 o'clock of each month. And that has not changed, and I don't know how soon that got implemented, but it was not long after we started. So it's probably been 30 years or longer that we've been doing that, and it's a time I look forward to. I mean, that goes back to Baker,
John Baker,
who I believe was the extension director at that time. County agent, we call him.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
And you think back, that the fairgrounds is named the James E. Ward Agricultural Center. And James E. Ward, of course, was a long-time extension leader here in the county and had such a tremendous impact on Wilson County and the farmers and that kind of thing. But Extension does a great job. You mentioned my farm operation. I work with Extension. I'm a master beef producer. I'm a master farm manager. I'm beef quality assurance certified, all through my local Extension service. And that helps me to produce better quality beef cattle for the consumer.
Yeah. Well, Grace, you told us quite a bit when you were here the last time, and I guess you're really geared up for the fair, and we'll get back really in high gear with the 4-H in the schools once the fair is over. But fair is a pretty busy time for you, isn't it?
Yes, sir, it is. We're at the Chicken Shack all 10 days of the fair. So if you're needing a good meal while you're at the fair, please come out and support our Wilson County 4-H clubs.
And you have a variety, and we hadn't mentioned drinks, but you do get a drink with the food too if you want a combo package maybe.
Yes, we offer sweet tea, and then we also have Coke products as well.
All right. Well, please participate there. I don't know whether you want to eat all your meals there, but at least go by there. If you go to the fair every day, go by there several times and help them out. But here again, what a wonderful opportunity really to help people in all the other 94 counties of Tennessee, and not just us, for these 4-H scholarships. And we've talked a lot about that from time to time with you and Morgan and the 4-H camps. Keith, did you go to 4-H camp when you were younger?
I actually did not. I was a member of 4-H at Watertown, and we were in tobacco and hay and had so much going on the farm that I didn't have the opportunity to go. But I vividly remember participating in 4-H programs, and I got to tell the story, Coleman. I remember my first 4-H ribbon. I got second place in public speaking at Watertown Junior High at that time. And I was so excited about that. Now, I have to give the rest of the story. There were just 2 entries in the contest, but I did get second place. So 4-H taught me how to spin things, and that's helped me throughout my career, Coleman.
You heard this story before.
I haven't. This is actually the first time I've heard it.
Well, you've done a few speeches too at 4-H, haven't you?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I competed on the county, region, state, and national level too.
Yeah. How far did you get, Keith?
I couldn't get out of Watertown.
All right, we got 30 seconds here. But the 4-H picnic, you can call the extension office and get your tickets and get your name in the pot, so to speak. And that number is 615-444-9584. 9584. All right. So do that and make sure that they sell all that chicken and make all that money. And you've already said you've got how much?
Right. So far, we have raised $64,180.
Well, that's great.
Almost double where we started, and we're so excited about that.
Thank y'all both for being with us. Appreciate it a lot.
Thank you.
That is part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more, so please keep it here, FM 98.9.
Good morning.
Morning.
So, big eggs weekend.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. Premium brands require premium parts and service. Contact Absolute Kubota Certified Service Department to schedule an appointment. 449-6171. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's building pretty good out here now on 24 westbound as you come past 840 in from Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, headed up into the Antioch area. It's pretty heavy over here in the Mount Juliet area. All that Wilson County traffic that's leaving Wilson County, Lebanon, headed towards Nashville on 40 westbound up through Donaldson. Hermitage traffic still holding up right now. 65 south. It's busy here at Trinity Lane. Whether you need a new roof repair, or roof inspection, make it Independent Roofing Specialist. You can give them a call or check out their website, irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Mount Juliet Plumbing is the company to call it. Mount Juliet Plumbing. We can fix it all. If you have a plumbing problem and you're needing it solved, call Mount Juliet Plumbing today. We will fix it right the Mount Juliet Plumbing way. We tackle all your plumbing problems. Call the Singing Plumber right now. Give us a call today over at Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection at 615-733-5665.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
The Farm Bureau Expo Center would like you to consider us for your next corporate outing. Our 79,000 square feet of adaptable event space offers unparalleled versatility right here in Wilson County. Trainings, luncheons, and meetings are just a few of the many types of events that we can accommodate throughout the week. For booking details, as well as upcoming events, visit farmbureauexpo.com or find us on Facebook at Farm Bureau Expo. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Farm Bureau Expo.
We'll have partly cloudy skies for today with highs in the mid-80s. Mostly clear tonight, lows in the middle 60s. We stay partly cloudy for our Tuesday, highs back in the upper 80s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your severe view forecast, I'm Storm Specialist Drew Richards.
We continue. Welcome to part 2 here on a Monday morning. And we welcome Gail Helen now to talk about the Farm Bureau Expo Center. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. You got in the school bus traffic this morning.
I totally forgot that school started today. And I was like, whoa, wait, why is traffic so slow?
But you made it.
I did.
So that's an accomplishment in itself.
I feel like I have climbed a mountain already this morning.
Well, again, Gail is the Director of Marketing and Events for the Farm Bureau Expo Center, and each Monday she comes here and kind of gives us a progress report, reminds us a little bit about the Expo Center and what it's all about, and the variety of people who come there to use it for whatever they're putting on or doing, and this is getting bigger and better all the time, isn't it?
It is. We're busy. We're very busy. We've had a couple little lulls in the schedule over the past, 2 or 3 months. Just the way the timing fell, and people shift their events, and maybe it might fall in June or maybe it might fall in July, which will shift June's numbers a little bit, but pops back up and fills back in July. And that's normal. But I get asked a lot about, what do you do when the fair is there? Yeah. And so I thought maybe I might just kind of address that in the fact that it's kind of funny. In a lot of ways, you would think that we wouldn't have anything to do. And that's definitely not true.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, you've got all of these incredible volunteers that come to the fair to help make the fair happen. And, a portion of them are working in and around the expo. They're either bringing stuff in, setting stuff up, taking entries in, pageants, the whole 9 yards. And just like any other event, they need help. And, where's this? How do I do this? Do we have another table? Do we have more chairs? The normal event stuff. And so in a lot of ways, the staff, the logistics side of things is probably more busy than they are with our other events because there's so many people. Mm-hmm. Everybody the volunteers are broke out into their projects. And so you've got multiple projects going on with multiple needs going on. And then, don't forget, we've got the maintenance, and we've got to make sure the bathrooms stay clean, and we've got to make sure that things are in their proper place and the floors are clean, And I walked in the other day, and Miss Angie was on the floor touching up trim just to make sure that it looked nice for the fair. So we're busy. Yeah. We're very busy. We're very busy.
Well, the Expo Center, there's a lot that takes place there. It's air conditioned, and that probably has a lot
That's
to do with...
That's a big perk. Yeah.
with all the pageants, the everything from the the baby show to the Miss Senior Wilson County, it all takes place there at some point.
It does. And they actually we have a small conference room, and they'll use that small conference room to do interviews and stuff. So we work really hard to try to accommodate them to the best of our ability. But, as we've grown and been busier over the past 4 years, we've made shifts operationally as far as, spaces that are allocated and used. And it's just exciting because you can see the growth. And we even repainted the entire office area. And it looks very crisp, very clean, very welcoming, and just the little things like that. But it takes time to make that happen. For me, it's more about I start planning the last quarter of the year. So we have the Preferred Provider Program that kicks in. We have to do that, and then start planning around how we work with the holidays and acknowledging, thanking people, taking the time that you're supposed to do during the holidays. Take the time to thank people.
And you're always working ahead. You have to stay up to date, or you will get behind.
That is correct. I booked another event in 2027, and we've had conversations for events through 2030. So, but then again, we're busy for sure, and we could have a lot more, but we aren't there yet. We just aren't there yet. And so eventually we will get there.
All right. And we'll see you next Monday.
That sounds wonderful. I'll be.
Well, next
and I'm going to plan for school traffic next Monday.
Okay. Well, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
All right. Gail Hellam, who is the Director of Marketing and Events for the Farm Bureau Expo Center, right there to James E. Ward Ag Center here in Lebanon, Tennessee. And with that, let me say it is the second Monday of the month, and time for us to welcome Ed Kelly, Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection, the Singing Plumber. Good morning.
Well, good morning, Coleman. How have you been?
I've done well. It's good to see you.
Well, it's been 2 months. I didn't get to make the last go-around.
I believe that Senator Pody was here the last time, and you were on special assignment.
Well, I had
something.
actually visited my mom in Houston, and we had made it back, but we had gotten back kind of late. It was a long trip. We drove.
All right. Well, not only do we welcome Ed Kelly, the Singing Plumber, this morning, but Senator Pody is here.
Good morning, Coleman. What a great day to be alive.
We are glad to have you with us today as well.
And Coleman, I got to tell you, we are ready for the fair. We're getting ready to do the tabernacle. And, of course, Ed Kelly is one of the main sponsors of putting this tabernacle. It's the Wilderness Tabernacle that was found in Exodus 25. And we're excited to have it at the State Fair this year. It's going to be the first time it's at the State Fair.
And we can tell you're excited about it.
I am. I'm in building clothes today, so I'm literally going to be out there all day. We're constructing the tabernacle. We're putting the curtains around. We'll be putting the covering over the top of it. I will tell you that David Hale out at the fair has been incredible, and the whole staff out at the fair have been really good in working with us to do that. Ed's got a lot of his equipment, in fact, out there. We couldn't have done it without some of the equipment that they have. I don't know how they did it in the Old Testament, but we've got his Bobcat skidster and so forth. So these are heavy panels to lift and carry, but we're getting them constructed. And out there, it is a little bit different because we want to make sure with the wind and rains that we have, that it's going to be ready for the public to be coming in. So we're taking care of everything we need to this today.
So what do you have overall? Or is there a tent or...
So exactly what it's described in the Bible in Exodus 25.
You don't have anything extra over that. You've just...
Right. So they literally just had the 4 coverings over the top, and we got all 4 of those coverings. I will tell you that they were stored in Indiana. So there was a lot of the stuff was in a 24-foot trailer in Indiana, right by Chicago. And they went to pick it up and bring it down, and the trailer was stolen. So somebody cut the lock off and stole the trailer, stole everything off of the lot. And they just found the trailer and over the weekend and such. So we had people that drove up to Indianapolis to meet the people up there to bring it back down. So we got that down yesterday, and we're going to be installing it today.
Wow. So
it's been incredible. But because of the sponsors we have, just like Ed Kelly's Plumbing, we've been able to do this. And the fair's been great. It's a event that they're letting us have it, an exhibit there. And I think that if we have, 750,000 people coming to the fair for those to see this historical event of what was literally in the Bible and where God met the people, this should be awesome. And, people talk about the Raiders of the Lost Ark, trying to find the Ark. Well, that Ark is going to be here. So if you ever seen the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, this is what the Ark is. This is what they're looking for. And we've got it back to as much as we can, as realistic as we can. People will be in costume out there kind of guiding people through it.
Okay, now you did something last year for a weekend, as I recall.
Yes.
And this is pretty much the same thing, as I understand it. But it's going to be during the entire 10 days of the Wilson County, Tennessee State Fair.
That's exactly right. And I don't know if you remember a guy named Gary Chapman, one of the singers and such, And
remember the name.
Yeah, so he's going to be here. He was actually married to Amy Grant, and he's going to be there the last day, that Saturday. And he had some things he wanted to say as well. So Saturday night, that kind of closing it down, he'll be there. So that should be a good event. But we're also going to be having every single night at 6:30 for those that say, hey, I really want to take a deep dive. I just don't want to tour through it. We're going to be having an expert at 6:30 kind of taking a group through saying, this is what it was. This is what it meant. Here's the colors. Here's why. And they'll be doing a very good deep dive series at 6:30 every night.
At 6:30 every night.
At 6:30 every night, yes. So, people are going to be able to walk through. Everything's free. Of course, once you get into the fair, everything is free. But most people just kind of walk through. But there are some people that really want a serious discussion about what that is. So we want to make sure we have an expert there. And literally somebody that's been studying this and doing this for years, we brought them in from across the country so they could be there to kind of walk through exactly what the tabernacle means and how it was constructed and so forth. And they know a whole lot more about it than I do.
Well, you had this, as we said last year, but I mean, with this being a part of the fair, I would imagine you're expecting a lot more people to frequent this, to come and see what you have.
Yes. So last year when we had it at the Expo Center, we had, over 5,000 people just come through, and here, we're expecting tens of thousands of people, every night to be going through. So we're expecting a lot of people to go through and see what the tabernacle is.
We need to go to a break, but before we do, Ed, you're one of the sponsors for this. Did you see what was there last year?
I did. It was amazing. I wanted to. You're sure it's not $10 a person? It's 100% free.
It's 100% free. Absolutely.
What do they charge to go to Noah's Ark?
Noah's Ark.
I know it's not free, is it?
No. It's like $50 to go through a Noah's Ark up there.
So it's going to be all volunteer based, right?
All volunteer.
Are you still looking for volunteers for
this?
We're
still looking for volunteers. If anybody wants to sign up, just give us a call, and we'd love to sign them up to help be a guide.
So anybody?
What in particular would you be doing as volunteer?
So if you picture yourself as a greeter at church, it'd be the same thing, just welcoming people and saying, hey, here's the next place you go to, go here, go there. More just directing people, from like the menorah to the table of showbread. They're just directing them.
And as far as the people who are going to be there in not uniform, but dressed up and participants, you got all those lined up by now,
Yes, we've been so fortunate that different churches have volunteered to help supply some of these costumes for us.
Yeah. Okay, let's take our break, and more coming up here on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford and the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitors' pricing on the tires they sell. 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. They're still over here trying to clean up this wreck in Antioch and Bell Road at Blue Hole Road. It's a busy intersection, no matter if there's a wreck there or not. It's starting to load up with a little bit more volume over here in Hermitage Donaldson on 40 westbound coming past Donaldson Pike there. Some folks trying to get the B&A. Traffic still looks pretty decent right now, down 65, not only through Madison, but up there in Millersville, coming out of Robertson County into Sumner County. Hey, Princess Hot Chicken has new items on their new menu. Order online today. It's easy, princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is in a new location, 1746 West Main in Lebanon, across from Sports Village. Gregory Dental Group offers cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs.
No insurance? No problem. Call about the discount plan. Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322.
Mount Juliet Plumbing is the company to call it. Mount Juliet Plumbing, we can fix it all. If you have a plumbing problem and you're needing it solved, call Mount Juliet Plumbing today. We will fix it right, the Mount Juliet Plumbing way. We tackle all your plumbing problems. Call the Singing Plumber right now. Give us a call today over at Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection at 615-733-5665. Bringing this parking lot just to the right of that.
Coleman & Company, welcome to our final segment here on a Monday morning. And our program this morning brought to you by Mount Juliet Plumbing and Leak Detection, Ed Kelly, who is here. And we have Senator Mark Pody here, and mainly we're talking about the Tabernacle at the Wilson County Fair, Tennessee State Fair. And Ed, you and Mount Juliet Plumbing Leak Detection are one of the sponsors. You probably have a few others who have helped you, Senator. So if without that, this probably wouldn't be possible, and it certainly wouldn't be possible, I don't think, to actually have it as part of the fair and not have to charge admission for this particular thing. I mean, you pay to ride or whatever, you buy your food or whatever. You spend money when you come to the fair, but you don't have to spend any for this.
That's exactly right. The fair board's been great, but even though there's no charge for us to set it up there. Just shipping things down, just getting people over here to help, and all those costs and such. We couldn't do it without our sponsors like Ed Kelly. So we just really appreciate the things he's done.
Well, and as word gets out, I mean, to just have that alone, as you did last year, and you had, what did you say, 5 or 6?
Over 5,000 people came, yes. Yeah. And Coleman, I'm going to tell you, Gail worked incredible because there were so many people, and she just helped being so accommodating. We'd say, hey, could we just do this, do that? Even though it wasn't the agreement that we had, she was so accommodating at the Expo Center just to help get people through. And my hat's off to what she did to help us there.
But it's a little bit different in the location is not going to be inside the Expo Center. It is outside, back, I guess, to the east of the Made Tennessee building.
That's correct. It's in the far corner of the southwest corner of the fair. And the reason we have so many volunteers is because it is outside. We don't want many people to be out there more than 2 hours at a time. And so our volunteers were just asking them if they would give us 2 hours. And there's going to be like 8 people per shift. And so just every single day during the week, it's 24 people. And then on the weekends, of course, it's a lot more. So we've got over 200 people that are kind of signed up to help do this.
But you've got these people in uniform, quote unquote. You've got them in period costume, let's say, as it was in the wilderness in the time of Moses, and this would have been sometime after the 10 Commandments were given on Mount Sinai, that they were in the wilderness for 40 years, and this was the tabernacle that they moved from place to place as they went from place to place.
Coleman, you're exactly right. So we've got the stone 10 Commandments. I mean, these are literally heavy. And there are certain things that God said to put in the ark, and we put those in the ark. We've got them as best we can. Now, I'm going to tell you, it said to make sure everything was gold overlaid. We had to cheat. We just used gold leaf, okay? But outside of that, we've tried to do it as historically accurate as we possibly can. And it's going to be an awesome event.
You no doubt had some very favorable comments a year ago, and what was there? Did you not? Wasn't people and very appreciative to be able to actually see as best we can come up with what it was like, and it kind of would. I would think it would make the story in the Old Testament come alive a little bit.
That's exactly right. So we've got different churches and groups that have asked, and they're going to be bringing their own people in. So, like if it's a pastor says, "Look, I want to take my congregation through and actually do a teaching while they're going through." We've made accommodations for that. So if somebody said, hey, I want some special time, we got schools coming through, Sunday school classes coming through. It's going to be open all the time, but we've made accommodations so they can kind of take their group aside and walk through and do a teaching.
Have you had any there it goes again. Somebody's after Ed this morning. Have you had any criticism about what you? I mean, usually somebody somewhere is going to find something wrong with something you do, especially of the magnitude of this. But has it mostly been positive comments?
It absolutely has. And one of the things that they were working on is they don't want, at the fair, they said, we don't want things that are totally like religious or something like that. Well, this is an historic event, and this is what happened. And we go back into the time period that happens. There was no division with religion. It was pretty much, this is where the Israelites came out of Egypt, and you just had the Israelites or the Gentiles, and so there wasn't so many divisions within religion at that point. This is what happened in history. This is an historical event, and we're excited about having it there.
But just to see, I mean, I can read about this, the Ark of the Covenant and all of this, but I have a somewhat of a picture in my mind, but you have made this as vivid as possible for somebody to see it. You don't have to imagine this is pretty much what it was like, as best we could come up with.
As absolute best as we could come up with. This is what we're doing, and we are absolutely thrilled to have it. And so But Ed's here, and I know that he wanted to talk about one of the songs that he has and so forth. But, I just got to tell you that this is going to be a great event. Come to the State Fair. Come to the Tabernacle. And I think you'll be very, very thrilled that you did.
And you can spend as little or as much time as you
Absolutely.
want going
Absolutely.
through it. But don't
your
miss
time.
it.
Don't miss it. Yes.
All right, Ed?
Now, you said Gary Chapman was going to be there, and he's going to sing a song I hear about Chronicles?
Yeah, 2 Chronicles 7:14. He called me. I don't even know him, but he called me and he said, look, I believe the Lord gave me this, and I'm supposed to do this. And so I said, come on, and we'll make arrangements for you. So he's going to help close the event down on that last Saturday night.
Oh, the last Saturday night.
Saturday night, yep.
Well, speaking about music, I am the singing plumber, so we do have to play a song while I'm on. And, I've been on a roll, just writing country song after country song each month. But this month I didn't, I've worked on a couple of songs, but I didn't write any, I didn't complete any. So I figured because of what they tried to do to former President Trump, it would be a good time to replay the Blame Donald Trump song. And so can we go ahead and play that? This morning in a good mood, I made a cup of coffee and I turned on the news. This lady started going on about 45. I could tell that she was lying by that look in her eye. So I turned off the TV and headed to my truck, and that's when I hit the spell of bad luck. I spilled coffee on my shirt, ran out of gas, was late to work. Trains got clocked Thanksgiving Day. I charged a late fee for a bill I didn't pay. I got blisters on my feet. Body inflation's caused my savings to deplete. When my life is in a rut, I blame Donald Trump. Got home this evening in a bad mood. I got a cold drink and I turned on the news. This fella saying great things about 46, knowing that Joe Biden hasn't done. So I turned off the TV and headed to my bed. Fell asleep and dreamed it all over again. I spilled coffee on my shirt, ran out of gas, was late to work. Trains got clocked Thanksgiving Day. I charged a late fee for a bill I didn't pay. I got blisters on my feet. Biden's inflation's caused my savings to deplete. When my life is in a rut, I blame Donald Trump. Blame Trump, blame Trump. It feels so good to blame Donald Trump. Blame Trump, blame Trump. Every day your life is in a rut. Blame Donald Trump. I spilled coffee on my shirt, ran out of gas, was late to work. Trains got clocked Thanksgiving Day. I charged a late fee for a bill I didn't pay. I got blisters on my feet. Biden's inflation's caused my savings to deplete. When my life is in a rut, I blame Donald Trump. How about I just blame Santa Claus, or the Queen of England, or the girl next door, maybe her cat? No, you know what? Let me think about it. I think I'll just blame Donald Trump.
All right, there you have it. Ed Kelly, Blame Donald Trump. Your composition, your singing.
You know, it's a
singing plumber.
It's obviously a satirical song. I, just living over the last 8 years with this, you just turn on the TV and, the news, they just, it's a clearly slanted position that they take. I mean, it would be one thing, if they just blamed him for some things, but, it's just not an even Steven game that they play. You know,
Right.
so
Yeah, well-
that inspired me to write this song. And of course, it's kind of funny because hey, you know, I spilled coffee on my shirt and ran out of gas, was late to work. You know, I didn't pay. It's my fault. I didn't pay the bill, but got charged for the late fee. You know, and
But we're going to blame
and Joe Biden's responsible for all this inflation. But you know, there's still people that believe it's Trump's fault, and so that's why I wrote it.
All right,
And
But you are writing some more. Next month you'll probably have a new one for us.
I've got 2 that I'm working on, and you know, music is an inspirational thing, and also I'm just wanting to get the right words in there and the right sound. And
Well, I think we ought to mention that your day job is still plumbing and leak detection, and you're available at 615-733-5665 and on the web, mountjulietplumber.com.
Yep.
And also www.edkellymusic.com.
Yeah. So if y'all need a water heater or y'all need a leak detection or anything, give us a call. And if you want to hear more of my music, you can obviously go to edkellymusic.com. And we've got a bunch of songs on there. I just came out with a new album, The Best Damn Country Songs in the World.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be on the carts in Kroger over at Providence to try to advertise the album.
All right. That's great. And we're about to come to the end of our time. Senator Pody, thanks for being with us. We'll see you at the fair and the Tabernacle, and it's all free with the price of admission to the fair. So thanks for being with us this morning. And Ed, thank you for being a sponsor for us and for Senator Pody's project, and we'll see you next month.
All right, man. Thank you.
Hope you'll join us tomorrow for Coleman and Company. Till then, I wish you a magnificent day.